Thank you, Brenda, and thank you to Best NC for your commitment to education. This is not part of my prepared remarks, but I think it's interesting that, and hopefully it means we're all on the same page, that your concern with reference to this gathering is low expectations and setting higher expectations. And our Board of Governors has recently hired as the new president of the university system the person that coined the phrase, the soft bigotry of low expectations. So I think everyone understands, or I think everyone is coming to understand the importance of making sure that we set high expectations. I want to thank Best NC for inviting me to speak to its second annual legislative gathering. I'm pleased to be in the company of so many of our state's business leaders, education leaders, and policymakers. Our businesses are the economic lifeblood of our local communities. We can't say enough that business, not government, is the job creator that drives our state's economy. For the past 5 legislative sessions, my colleagues in the General Assembly and I have worked on a number of policies to attract and retain job creators to North Carolina, from significantly cutting taxes in North Carolina and cutting bureaucratic red tape to expanding tools for economic development. But if there's one economic development tool I'm most passionate about, it's education, and it's ensuring that we have a highly educated workforce that truly is prepared for the 21st century. In partnership with business groups like the North Carolina Chamber and Best NC, the North Carolina Senate has been laser focused on passing a host of responsible policy changes to improve public education outcomes by, among other things, strengthening student literacy. The best example of that is the Read to Achieve program, improving graduation rates, attracting, retaining, and rewarding the highest quality teachers. We've reformed the pay scale, and last year we passed an average 7% pay raise for our educators. Keeping our parents and the public better informed of what our public schools are doing and how they're performing, increasing accountability in the classroom with the school grading program, and offering parents more choices and more innovation when status quo is not working. Examples are charter schools and opportunity scholarships. It hasn't always been easy. It's required asking tough questions and, in some cases, making tough decisions. But with the future of our students on the line, the stakes are too high to be risk and conflict averse when it comes to education policy. For instance, too often we see folks pushing solutions that only involve funding new programs instead of also pointing out and addressing what is not working in our existing programs. That's the easy way out. It does our state and our students a disservice at 2 levels. First, it asks taxpayers to continue to pay for things that don't work or don't provide a high return on investment. Business people don't do that in their businesses, and we must stop doing that in the public arena with public dollars. Second, and more importantly, it's a disservice to the students served with less effective programs while other students have the opportunity to utilize new and innovative solutions. Here are a couple of quick examples. First, our schools of education at North Carolina colleges need to do a better job of preparing teachers for the classroom. That's a fact backed up by research. One solution proposed are new teacher preparation programs. But the truth is, we either need to fix our schools of education in North Carolina or scrap them in favor of new and different approaches to teacher preparation. It doesn't make sense to do both. The same principle applies to teacher assistants. Research shows teacher assistants don't have a meaningful impact on students' academic outcomes. Things like smaller class size, better teachers have a far greater impact on the success of our students. But here in North Carolina this year, we will spend almost $400 million on teacher assistants next year. I equate it to an office supply business that chooses to continue to invest in manual typewriters. So as we move forward, I cannot emphasize strongly enough how much we need support for innovative solutions based on business principles to improve education outcomes. We need you to spread the word. Spread the word in your local communities about what we're doing to reform public education in North Carolina and why it is so critical to our state's future. To repeat, we need your help in applying sound business principles to education policy. That means identifying and starting a public dialogue on things that are not working and are not the best use of our tax dollars. And it means proposing ideas for new, more effective programs that can replace and be funded with tax dollars currently supporting ineffective programs. Finally, we need to learn best practices from those in our education community who've demonstrated excellence, and we will hear several success stories tonight. I appreciate your engagement in the legislative process, your interest in improving educational outcomes for North Carolina's children, and your interest in the future of North Carolina. Thank you very much.